Hello.
My name is Trina and I'm Dr. Dorado's medical assistant for today. Doctor said she wanted me to talk to you about a low sodium diet, but before we get into that, have you done anything to improve your diet prior to today?
No, not really.
That's totally fine. If it's alright with you, I'm going to go ahead and get started, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so are you familiar with what sodium is?
Isn't that like Mountain Dew and Pepsi?
Well, yes, there is sodium in soda as well as Spam and other canned meats.
Oh, so what is it exactly?
Well, sodium is a nutrient usually used to add flavor to our food. We most commonly see it in the form of salt. The thing is, our bodies don't necessarily need as much sodium as we consume on a daily basis. 2,300 milligrams of sodium is what we should be consuming, but Americans tend to eat 50% more than that.
Oh, so what happens if I consume too much?
Consuming too much sodium can have adverse effects on our bodies. It can lead to higher blood pressure as well as heart disease, but there are some ways to decrease the risk, such as going on a low sodium diet. Are you familiar with what that is?
I'd assume it's a diet where you consume no sodium.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. Are you interested in learning more about it at this time?
Yes, please.
Alright, so this diet is to lower your blood pressure as well as help you make better eating habits. So I'm gonna show you this handout. On this side, these are the foods that you want to avoid. On this side, these are the foods you want to incorporate into your diet. So for example, you want to stay away from fatty meats, canned meats, as well as preserved foods. Okay. Also, there are cues on like menus that you want to keep an eye on, because it could mean that it has a higher sodium content, such as teriyaki, marinated, smoked, cured, barbecue, and some other ones are on this pamphlet, okay?
Wait, those are some of my favorite meats. I'm not sure if I can just give up teriyaki and chili. My mouth is my taste buds are already used to the amount of salt I eat, and my family loves that type of food, where my wife makes it almost every night. What am I supposed to do?
Well, it's all about moderation. You don't have to give up your favorite foods entirely, but you should eat it less often and eat less of it. I know I grew up in a family full of Filipinos, and my mom's Filipino, so she made a lot of saltier foods for us. So I grew up with a saltier preference, but it can be unlearned. All you need to do is lower your lower the amount of salty foods you eat, like slowly. And for teriyaki chicken and stuff, you can just prepare that at home. That way you can control how much salt and sauce you put on your dish.
And what about my family? We all eat the same foods and desire the same foods as well.
Well, for that, I just highly encourage you to talk to your family about it. You guys can even go on the diet together. That way you can motivate each other and help each other out. If you do decide to do it independently, you might have to avoid temptation on your own, as well as prepare your own foods.
Okay, that seems doable.
Alright. So, I already showed you which foods that you should be consuming. So that includes vegetables, fruits, grains, and lean meats. But mostly you just want to keep in mind that sodium does come from a lot of preserved foods, as well as foods that you don't make at home, so like takeout and fast food. You also need to be aware of food labels. So what are some things you see on food labels that could indicate its sodium content?
Oh, I noticed that Spam says 25% less sodium, and I noticed some food labels mention that it's salted or unsalted. And can't you just look at the nutrition label?
Exactly. You're going to be great at this. So when you look at the nutrition label, you can even use that to compare different food brands when you go grocery shopping, and then you can choose the one with the least sodium, because we want to look for the lowest number sodium wise. Do you have any other questions at this time?
No, not at the moment.
Alright, so I know we talked a lot and I know we discussed a lot of information, but what is one goal that you can make?
I can start by researching and looking for recipes that I can follow.
Okay, that's a good goal, and I want you to get on that as soon as you can. What is the biggest thing that you learned today?
Some of the biggest things I learned is that my eating habits are damaging my body and causing high blood pressure. I also learned that my salt preference can be changed, and that I don't need to give up teriyaki entirely.
Exactly. I feel entirely confident in you to complete this diet and do it comfortably. Thank you for your time. I'm going to be giving you a call next week just to check in on how you're doing with the diet. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that sounds fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.